give God praise and thank Him for this opportunity to share the words of grace and truth today. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, our Father, forever and ever. For thine, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty. For all that is in the heaven and the earth is thine. Thine is the kingdom, O Lord, and thou art exalted as head above all. Both riches and honor come of thee, and thou reignest over all. And in thine hand is power and might, and in thine hand it is to make great and to give strength unto all. Now therefore, our God, we thank thee, we praise thy glorious name. We thank the Lord for being the King of glory, the Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Why is the Lord mighty in battle? Why is he the King of glory? Because the Lord is our protector. The Lord is our redeemer. And the fact that the Lord redeems us means that there is something in our environment that's trying to attack us. That means that we're in a place where we are in enemy territory. We are followers of God's way who are located behind enemy lines. So that being the case, it's important to know the importance of why God is our protector, why God is our provider who provides us with resources and reinforcement, and why God also is our peace. Today's study is going to help us understand the importance of us having God in our lives individually. The title of our study is God's Peace with You. It's important to know, and it's a simple fact to know, that God's peace is with those who choose to acknowledge Him. That God's peace is given to us by grace. It's not that we fulfill 100 tasks, and so therefore God gives us His peace. It is by His grace that He extends the opportunity for us to have His peace. But His peace doesn't come into our life if we reject it. It only comes into our life if we accept God's invitation. But it's important to understand what God's peace does for us. And I'm going to give you a perspective. Mankind has been led to believe that their peace is provided by weapons, that they are producing peace because they have the most weapons. And so as a result of having a lot of weapons, they believe that insulates them and gives them peace. But in reality, it only gives them a certain kind of peace, because that peace does nothing for protecting mankind against other things that attacks their health. The COVID-19 plague is an example. There is no weapon that mankind has created, no gun, no munition, no airplane, no submarine, no military weapon that has been created to fight other people that can help mankind with a plague. So those weapons have their limitations. Those weapons can only provide man with a certain level of assurance. But what we must understand is that the peace that God offers us is essential. Throughout the Bible, it talks about warfare. It talks about there being this attempt to try to get people to join the other side. That other side is being perpetuated by Satan and a third of the angels that were kicked out of heaven that are down here on the earth. And so the fight is with the activity that happens on the earth. But understand, the reason we need God's peace is like insulation. It's insulation from the fight. The peace is insulation, and the peace enables us to be able to withstand the war, withstand the back and forth of situations, of attacks that occur into our lives. As we'll learn more about this today. When you're behind enemy lines, one of the things that you have to constantly be aware of is an attack from the enemy. Being behind enemy lines means that you are in a place where the enemy doesn't want you to be. In Job 1, when the Lord asked Satan where had he been, he said that he had been walking up and down in the earth, going to and fro and walking up and down in the earth. Doing what? Warring against the people who were living on the earth in a way that they could not understand. And having degrees of success with people, depending on whether or not those people embrace God's peace. See, all of the activity on the earth, the warring on the earth, can be summed up in one word: trouble. Wherever there is trouble, you see this war. Trouble happens to everybody. And because trouble happens to everybody, how people get out of the trouble, how people overcome the trouble, depends on who they're with. It depends on their approach. Satan is trying to control your thoughts and your actions through the knowledge of past experiences or images that are not real. But he's trying to control your thoughts and your actions. For born-again believers, what we must learn to do is to not allow our thoughts and our actions to be controlled by these troubles. I want to say that again. Born-again believers must learn to not allow our thoughts and actions to be controlled by these troubles. What it means is that a sign of who we are with, a sign of who we believe in, a sign of who we trust in, is based on our ability to let these things, these troubles or these disappointments and these fears go. This is something that each of us has to learn how to do. We have to learn how to not allow troubles, which are problems that cause worry and anxiety and fear. We have to not let those things control our thoughts and our actions. Someone who lacks confidence is because of some trouble that's controlling their thoughts, and some fear that's controlling their thoughts and their actions. Someone who believes that they're incapable of accomplishing something is because of some problems and fear that's controlling their thoughts and their actions. Normally, it's knowledge of their past experiences, or it is some images that they imagine in their minds, one or the other or both. But those things control, when they control a person's thoughts and actions, they control what that person can accomplish. So the difference between born-again believers and those who are not born again is the fact that born-again believers must learn to let go of these disappointments and fears, must learn to let go of these troubles or these problems. By casting these cares, these disappointments, these fears that come from these troubles, casting these cares into God's hands.
Oh, praise be to God, from whom all blessings flow. It is our prayer at Clay Family Ministries that your life has been increased with the increase of God through this study. We appreciate and are thankful for your fellowship during this life skills study segment.